Welcome! In this playthrough of Marvel Champions card game, we have Spider-Ham in protection taking on an Expert Taskmaster. It's down at the table for a setup. We've got one main scheme for the Taskmaster here, so it's letting us know we're using Hydra Patrol and Weapons Master. For setup, we're going to set each captive ally aside. We've got those four over here. Search the encounter deck for Hydra Patrol and put it into play and shuffle the encounter deck. In Hydra Patrol, when defeated, each player searches encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and puts it into play, engage with them, then shuffle the encounter deck, and we're getting 2 threat on that one. Then on this side, we've got a threshold of 12. Force response after resolving step 1 of the villain phase. Each player in hero form must choose to either place 1 threat here or take a damage. Then Taskmaster, both forms, is going to have us, when revealed, deal each player an encounter card. Starts with a scheme of 2 and attack of 2. After a player changes to hero form, they discard the top card of the encounter deck and take damage equal to the number of boost icons on that card. So basically, I wanted to try this with Spider-Ham just because I feel like he's going to excel against this villain. We'll see how that holds true. And, of course, we've got our 4 captives here. So there's side schemes that come in to bring them in. If we defeat those, we'll pick up these heroes for us. Then Spider-Ham. 4-2, attack of 1, defense of 1. Each tune counter on him can be spent as if it were a wild resource. So response after he takes any amount of damage, place a tune counter on him. Hand size of 5, 12 hit points. Got a recovery of 5 on this side. And a response after you make a basic recovery, place a tune counter on Peter Porker and a hand size of 6. So going with protection, we've got 2 power protections. The Night Nurse, then 3 of the new Spider Tingles. 3 Thwip Thwips. 3 momentum shifts, 3 energy barriers, then our allies, Spider UK, Silk, Starhawk, Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Clea. And then we have our 3 dual resources, along with Web of Life and Destiny, and 1 team building exercise. All right, so finishing our setup, shuffle the encounter deck, then we're going to get an encounter card. Then Peter Porker. We'll get 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Web of Life and Destiny, Energy Barrier, Captain Americat, Ham It Up, Team Building, and the Night Nurse. That's definitely a keeper. And so is that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spider-Man, Daily Beagle, Thwip, and an Energy Barrier. Well, we're going to start by spinning these 2 for the Daily Beagle. Alter Ego action, exhaust this, place a tune counter on Peter Porker. Done. Then we're going to flip over, bring in Web of Life and Destiny, ignore this card's resource cost if your identity has a Web Warrior trait. Oh, wait, before we flipped over, we're going to discard a card and take 2 damage. Down to 10. Now we're a Web Warrior, so we can play this for free. So after a Web Warrior ally leaves play, choose a player. That player draws a card. Then we're going to bring in Captain Americat with that and those 2 tokens. 4-2, attack of 2, 3 health. After he enters play, give someone a high 5. Spider-Ham. Place a tune counter on your identity and shuffle a Spider-Ham card from your discard pile into your deck, which is going to be Ham It Up. Then we will thwart for 2 on Hydra Patrol. With that defeated, each player searches encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and puts it into play, engage with them. Shuffle the encounter deck. And when you put things in play, when revealed, items do not work, so the insight does not come in. Scheme of 1, attack of 2 and 2 health. Then Captain Americat is going to attack to defeat. And that's going to end her turn. Drawing into some energy, an energy barrier, Ham It Up, Spider UK, and power protection. So we're going to get a threat, then we have to choose to either place a threat here or take a damage. We'll take the damage, get a token, then we're going to get attacked for 2. Let's see, if you're in hero form, take a damage. So this is separate from the attack. So we're taking a damage. Getting a token. Otherwise, place a threat on the main scheme. We took the damage, then we're getting hit for 2, down to 6. Grab another token. Give ourselves an encounter card. Hydra Soldier, scheme 1, attack 2 for health. Has a guard, so he can't go after the villain. When defeated, deal the engaged player an encounter card. And Surge, and reveal the top card of the encounter deck. Surged into, when revealed in hero form, the villain attacks you. If they have a weapon attachment, this gains Surge. He does not. So we're getting attacked for 3 damage. Down to 3 health. We're getting beat up. But we're full of resources unless something takes it away. Now he's got an attachment. He gains piercing, hero action, exhaust your hero, spend a mental and physical resource to discard this. Gives him +1 attack. Well, we're going to ham it up. Remove 1 threat from a scheme for each toon counter on Spider Ham. So that's at least 5, but in this case, just 2. Then we're going to bring in an energy barrier. When you would take any amount of damage, remove a reflection counter from here. Prevent 1 of that damage and deal damage to an enemy. Gets 3 tokens. Then we're going to spend a token as a resource to bring in Spider UK. Thwarter 1, attack for 2, 5 health. When he defends against an attack, deal damage to the attacking enemy equal to the number of Web Warrior cards you control. Then we're going to attack for 2. And attack for 2. He will go away. We get an encounter card. We're going to exhaust our hero. Or do I want to flip and heal? Now, we're going to go ahead and get rid of a sword. Exhaust our hero, spend a mental and physical resource to get rid of that. Then flip over and grab a token. And end our turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Cartoon Physics, Swinging Web Pig, Thwip Thwip, Power Protection, Petulant Pig, and a Spider Tingle. So we get a threat. We are not in hero form. He's going to scheme for 2, 3. Counter card. Captured by a Hydra. When revealed, place a random set-aside captive ally face down beneath the scheme. When the scheme is defeated, the player who defeated it takes that ally into their hand and removes the scheme from the game. Comes in with 5 threat. And we'll give this a quick shuffle. And see who's back there eventually. Then Surge and exhaust our identity. That's not good at all. Surged into another Surge. And a Hydra Hunter. Schema 2, attack for 2, 3 health. His attacks gain piercing and ranged. If you're in hero form, oh, just a boost there. Alright, we're going to grab a token. We're going to bring in Cartoon Physics. When your identity will take any amount of damage, discard this card, wiggle your body and prevent all but 1 of that damage. And with 3 health, we're going to risk flipping over. And take 1 damage. We'll do reluctantly. We're going to thwart for 1. Going to do a Thwip Thwip, deal 1 damage to a Web Warrior character you control. We'll put that on us, down to 1 health. Place a total of 2 stun status cards on up to 2 enemies. Then we're going to attack for 2. Then bring in Spider Tingle. When you would reveal an encounter card, deal a damage to a Web Warrior character you control. If that card is a treachery, cancel its when revealed effects and discard Spider Tingle. And see if we can survive with 1 health. So another Tingle, Starhawk, Genius, Swinging Web Pig, and a Momentum Shift. We're going to get 2 threat. Then we can either take a damage or place a threat up there. We're going to choose not to take the damage that kills us. These two try to attack and they don't. Get an encounter card, captured by Hydra. And put something behind there. Then back to our turn. Going to bring in Starhawk, 4/1, attack of 2/3 health. When he takes damage exactly equal to his remaining hit points, return him to your hand. And we're going to come in and thwart for 1. Well, we better keep that in a little bit better check. Thwart for 1. I'm going to spin 2 for Momentum Shift. Heal 2 damage from your hero, then deal 2 damage to an enemy. We're up to 3. And I think we're going to go ahead and just defeat this guy. Then a Swinging Web Pig, using those. Deal 6 damage to an enemy and confuse that enemy. Down to 10. And confused. We'll go ahead and bring in another Spider Tingle. Then we're going to flip over and heal for 5, up to 8. Healing got us a token, and the Beagle is going to get us a token. And end your turn. So Momentum Shift, Thwip Thwip, Swinging Web Pig, Strength, and Silk. Now we're getting 3 threat. Goes to Scheme, lose Confused. Encounter card, another captured by Hydra. That's going to kill us here soon. Use that for a counter. I'd like to heal, but need to get this threat a little bit better. So we're going to flip over. 3 indirect damage. Or not indirect, but we are going to redirect. Well, we don't need exhaust. Redirect 1. Down to 9. Then we take 2 down to 6. Get a token. Then we're going to do a Momentum Shift to heal 2 damage and deal 2 damage. So up to 8. Down to 7. Thwarting for 3. Thwarting for 1. So this gets removed from the game, and we found White Tiger. Thwart to 3, attack 1, 3 health. After you play White Tiger from your hand, spend a mental resource to remove 3 threat from a scheme. Nice. So we're going to play from our hand. I'm not going to play that, so spend that mental to remove 3 threat from a scheme. Then she's going to thwart for 3. We'll get this one taken care of. So that gets removed, and we found Moon Knight. After you're playing from your hand, spend a wild resource to draw 2 cards, which we will do. This is wild. Hogwashed and Cartoon Physics. Nice. We're going to play Hogwashed, remove a tune counter from Spider Hand. Loudly read. Oops. Before we can bring Moon Knight in, have him thwart for 1. Got too many allies in play. That's going to defeat him as a Web Warrior when he goes away. Because of this, we draw a card into a Momentum Shift. Then we can bring him in and draw those 2 cards. Then we're going to do our Hogwashed. Hang there, remove a tune counter. Loudly read this card's flavor text. Pow, bam, whack, smack, boink. Choose to either deal 5 damage to a minion or remove 5 threat from a side scheme. So we'll get this one removed. Find Shang-Chi, thwart to 2, attack for 2, 3 health. After you're playing from your hand, we can spend an energy resource to stun an enemy. But we're going to spin this to help bring in Silk. Thwart to 1, attack 1, 2 health. Actually, no, we're not, because we got too many people in play. In that case, we're just bringing in Cartoon physics. And ending her turn. Well, we'll have him thwart for 2. And we're going to keep those, drawing 3, Spider-Man Noir, Clea, and ham it up. Well, the card we need is somewhere in the bottom. Add a threat, take a damage, gain a counter. Then we're getting attacked. We're going to take it for a base 2, 3 damage coming our way. We're going to redirect 1, down to 6. We take 2 down to 5, gain another counter, and our encounter card. Now he's got a combat knife, gains piercing. Hero action spend a mental and physical to discard this. Forgot to tingle. Maybe later. Alright, we're going to thwart for 1. He's taking exact damage, so back to our hand. We're going to spend 2 to bring in Silk. Thwart 1, attack 1, 2 health. After you play it from your hand, if you control another Web Warrior card, search in counter deck for a treachery and discard it. And Shadow of the Past is coming up next. So good timing on that. And thwart for 1. Thwart for 3. Attack for 2. I'm going to go ahead and ham it up to remove 1 threat. Flip over, heal for 5, so we're up to 10. Get a token for healing and 1 for the Beagle, and end her turn. I'm going to keep these. Petulant Pig, I don't think so. Spider Tingle, and a huge wooden hammer. 1 card left. Alright, 1 threat. Scheming for 2, 3. Encounter card. Attach Taskmaster when a player attacks him. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to him and deal an equal amount of damage to that player's identity instead. Then discard this. So back to our turn. Get a token. Flip over. 3 damage coming our way. We're going to redirect 1. Well, no point. We'll just take the 3 down to 7. Get a token. Attack for 1. Which is going to remove this and then deal us a damage. So down to 6. Web Warrior's leaving play, so we draw a card into our organic webbing. Get an encounter card and shuffle. We're going to spend a mental and a physical to get rid of the knife. Then we're going to play Petulant Pig, stick your tongue out at the villain. Villain attacks you, then we get 3 cards. So attacking for 2, 3 damage. We'll take it down to 3. We'll redirect 1. Take him down to 3 also. We took a damage, get a token, draw 3 cards, ham it up, Night Nurse, and Thwip Thwip. We'll play Shang-Chi, thwart 2, attack 2, 3 health. After you play him from our hand, we can spend an energy resource to stun an enemy. We'll use that. Stun. Attack for 2. Down to 1. Then we'll attack to finish off this version. Scheme of 3, attack of 3, get an encounter card, and the same text down here in 17 health. Then thwart for 3. Spin 2 to bring in a huge wooden hammer. So get +1 attack. When we make a basic attack, exhaust this. Remove a tune counter from Spider Ham. He gets +2 attack for that attack and overkill. We're going to attack for 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to 13. Spin 2 for organic webbing. We get +1 thwart. We can exhaust this, remove a tune counter from Spider Ham. Ready him, he gains the aerial trait. Spin a counter to ready. And attack for 2. Down to 11. We'll ham it up to remove 2 threat or 1. And we'll go ahead and bring in the Night Nurse. Gets 3 counters as an action exhauster and remove a counter to heal a damage from a hero and discard a status card from it. And end her turn. Keeping I don't think so. Spider UK. Don't think I got my encounter card for flipping him. Thwip Thwip. Another Thwip Thwip. And Silk. So add a threat. Choose to take a damage. Down to 3. He goes to attack. Lose stunned. Get an encounter card. Hunted by Hydra. Insight 1. Keep forgetting to do that. Each player in hero form takes a damage and discard 1 card at random from their hand. Down to 2. And we're going to lose Thwip Thwip. Of course, now I'm afraid to do that. So next, place 4 threat on each side scheme. There aren't discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a side scheme is discarded, then reveal it. Found one at the very end, captured by Hydra. See if we can save this guy too. Five threat, acceleration, and do some shuffling. And then the villain schemes for base 3, 6, and back to our turn. Well, we're going to thwart for 2. Thwart for 3. Finding Electra. 4 to 1, attack 3, 3 health. After you play from your hand, spend a physical resource to deal 3 damage to an enemy. Which we will do. So down to 8. Then attacking for 3, down to 5. Bring in Silk. She can go through here. Shadow of the Past near the bottom. We're going to spend a token to ready the organic webbing. Have Silk attack for 1, down to 4. Then we're going to attack for 1, 2, 3, 4 to finish off the Taskmaster. So there were a couple points in there where we almost took a little too much damage, but we were able to get all 4 of the captives in play. Getting this late game definitely slowed us down, but once we got going, things went pretty good, I guess. But of course, he is built to excel when going up against the Taskmaster with all those extra abilities in there. So as always, hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.